Thank you, Aruna, Ashwin, PK, Mupanna for their introductions. And so most important, it is a warm welcome for us from Varuna and team. So we are quite delighted to be a part of this conference. So conference is a objective where we would like to come together and show how we are going to help a Mauritian market to implement a ERPNext or the ERP solutions. So I would like to give an introduction about us, Indictrans as a ERPNext partner, the certified partner. So we are the gold partner. We recently became a gold partner. We moved from bronze to silver and silver to gold in a recent time. My name is Kanhaiya Kale. I am one of the director and co-founding member of Indictrans. Indictrans is an Indian company. We are into existence for last 13 years. All these are our numbers, the credibility or it shows our past experiences. So we have executed, we are one of the youngest workforce. We are close to 85 people. We operate from multiple locations in India. And recently we formed a joint venture with Envision IT, where we are going to jointly execute the ERPNext projects. So more than 400 plus projects executed in multiple countries, including US, UK, Europe, and Middle East, South Africa, and various other countries, of course. When we say team of experts, so it includes all sorts of expertise, right from domain expertise, technical expertise, functional expertise, including developers, support team, and all. And these are the various domains which we cater, right from the manufacturing, service industry, supply chain, retail, and banking. And most important, even we work with the government, public sector. So you must have seen there are very rare organizations who work with private sector and government sector. But since inception, we have a very close inclination towards the government. We have past experiences. So that helped us to get into the government sector, public sector. So even in Mauritius, we are closely working on some of the close cases. So hopefully we will be working together on those for the public sector. This is our global reach in terms of our client base. The management team. So one of my colleague, Krishank Pawar, is also here with me, and my other directors in the organization. So these are few crucial customers due to which we are here now. They helped us to make a successful stories, success case studies. So out of that, a couple of customers are from Mauritius, like Renewable. We are working with Umbrella Corporation. Recently they got changed their name, or they got acquired by some other organization, Biolabs. And couple of more enterprise customers. So this ERPNext is not just for the SMBs, rather we are seeing that how we are moving or transitioning from SMB customers to enterprise customers. So enterprise customers, it is not just about they are not using any system and just moving to a ERPNext. Rather, they are using a Oracle, Sage, or Focus ERP, or any enterprise ERPs, and they are preferring Indictrans or some ERPNext partners to move or migrate from this enterprise ERPs to a ERPNext, and that is how our expertise lies in. We did many successful case studies. So of course those will come in further slides. We will take you through those. So here we worked with various banks. We worked with supply chain, retail industries, manufacturing, IT industries, IT IDS. These are our offerings. So in this case, in Mauritius, we are going to jointly execute all these services with the help of Envision IT. So we carry a technical functional expertise, and the Envision IT is going to take care of the sales, pre-sales part, the local team, they are going to be the front phase. So they are going to be a local team who is going to be in a close interaction with you always. So all these services, right from the standard implementation, customization of a product, implementing the complete implementations, integration with any third-party services, right from your payment gateways, e-commerce, you might be using some accounting software like QuickBooks or so such kind of integrations. Even we do the assessment study at the start. If you are not sure whether your processes are standard, and whether you are looking for a ERP or not, and what kind of ERP is really required. So that assessment study where we provide a consulting approach, get into the consulting approach. So we provide those services to you and ensure that the ERP which you are going to select or decide is going to help you in making the complete automation, the complete digitalization of your processes. Then of course the post-sale services, which includes the hypercare, the annual maintenance contract, and even the training. So end-to-end services related to ERPNext is our core expertise and forte. So that's it. These are our 5 different locations from where we operate in India and recently in Mauritius. Thank you. So I would like to take you through few successful stories or the cases in the government and even in the private sector. I will take you through the public sector first, and my colleague Krishank, who is going to take you through the few private customers. We had very successful implementations. As you know, we work mainly on the ERPNext. Whether you are looking for any customized solutions or you are looking for ERP or any business solutions, so we ensure we use the Frappe or ERPNext framework to fulfill your needs. So like Bopanna said and PK said, it is a framework. So this framework can help you in automating all your processes, irrespective of whether it is a standard functionalities of an ERP, right from CRM, sales, purchase, or accounting also, or if you are looking for some kind of different solutions altogether, like incident management or a support ticketing, help desk management, conference management, any sorts of business solutions can be developed, can be implemented with the help of Frappe or ERPNext framework. So I will take you through a couple of success stories. So it is a quite big volume level or the big high level transactions solution which we implemented for a state government of India. So me belongs to the Maharashtra. Maharashtra is one of the state in India. So there is a group who worked for the rurals. So the group is called as self-help groups. So on this solution, it is basically a supply chain management where the government provides some kind of subsidies to the rural people, to the school girls, to the rural citizens. So how to supply those inventories or an item. So for school girls, what they do, state government supply or give sanitary pads, sanitary napkins in a cost of 1 rupee. So they have to distribute it to the school levels, the government school levels, school girls. So for that they are using this network of self-help groups. So approximate 29,000 self-help groups are onboarded on this solution. They are using a very small mobile app from where they can place an order, make a payment using a wallet. We have developed a wallet functionality, and using they places an order. That order goes to the manufacturing agency which are onboarded on this platform. So there are 3 manufacturing organizations who manufacture the pads. They make a packaging and release it or distribute it to the through logistic partner to the self-help groups. Then the self-help groups distribute it to the school girls. So that network, that complete supply chain has been onboarded on this Frappe framework, ERPNext framework. So almost 35 million wallet has been recharged. Total procurement volume is coming to a 30 million, and 50,000 or so beneficiaries has been benefited from this program. So this is one program about the sanitary napkins. Apart from that, they are distributing various other subsidy items to a rural peoples with the help of this framework. So this is a framework for a government which they are using to subsidize and distribute their and use a supply chain mechanism for distributing all their items. So here, which are different modules we have used of ERPNext? The e-commerce module, of course. So it is a web shop, sales management, the distribution management, vendor onboarding. So there are a couple of vendors we have onboarded for the logistic part, and then the complete dashboarding and reporting too. So all these functionalities are readily available in ERPNext. Now we have to just made some customization to fulfill the specific needs of a government, and that is what we did. So we developed a small mobile app, Android mobile app, which got connected, integrated with the ERPNext in backend, and it manages all the inventories at various different level in a state. And then the digital payment functionality, where we have integrated the payment gateways, so that you can make a payment through UPI from net banking or digital credit card, debit cards, and the administrative portal for the government administrative people. So it helps definitely in the easy tracking. It helps you in the overall the crux of a summary of a distribution, where exactly the product is lying, where exactly the item is reached. So you might have seen some kind of dashboards in Amazon, the same kind of status tracking or the location tracking you get updates on this framework, this solution rather. This is another solution. It is more or less in the same thought process. Again, it is getting used by the Ministry of Government of India, the Textile Ministry, where we generate a unique barcode or rather a QR code labels for the product which they manufacture, the jute product, and it is getting, so there are almost 50 plus users who are using it, and approximate 1,000 jute vendors has been onboarded on this platform. So basically in the Maharashtra or any state in government of India, the vendor has to register themselves, and they have to say specifically that I would like to sell your products in a market. So these products, so they have to register themselves with the help of some unique QR code. QR code will be generated for the specific vendor, for the specific product, for the specific item, and they get registered, onboarded on a platform. So this platform is helping them for the of course the manufacturing part, their logistic part, their inventory management part, and onboarding part. So all these different modules has been customized and developed. So register and approval. So by default there is no registration approval mechanism in the ERPNext. So we made that customization. Then rest everything are readily available. So we use those functionalities and made this portal for the Government of India, for the textile government, the Ministry of Textile. Now I am asking my colleague to present some of the private industry cases, the use cases which has been successfully rolled out. So this is again from the Mauritius again. So I am asking Krishank. Thank you.
Bonjour everyone. Good morning. Or I think it's afternoon now. So I want to start off with our private customer base with one of our most esteemed customers in Mauritius, Umbrella Corporation. Now imagine our excitement when approximately 6 or 9 months ago we get a call from one of the leading, most award-winning CEOs in Mauritius, Mr. Vincent, and he has decided to go with an open source system rather than one of the big ticket or enterprise level ERPs. So he calls us and he says, we have multiple lines of businesses. We're in real estate, we're in medical, we're in healthcare, we're in food. Do you think your system could manage that? All right. Do you think your system could manage that, And the trust we have on ERPNext is such that we told them, you give us the contract and we can pretty much build all your lines of businesses directly into the same platform, right? And hence, ERPNext was born into Mauritius, or it was one of the first large implementations in Mauritius, where we have implemented a multi-company, multi-line of business software for Umbrella Corporation. So Umbrella Corporation has a bunch of group companies that do, they have a restaurant called, I think, Bakers, or it's called IPO, right? They have restaurants, they have manufacturing, they have trading, they have healthcare, they have lab tests, and all these different functions were consolidated into one single ERP system called ERPNext, right? So the system is that flexible that we were able to manage 5+ different lines of businesses using one common platform, right? So the entire group of companies has the same interface, has the same features when it comes to inventory, when it comes to accounting, when it comes to purchase, sales, etc., etc. They also implemented some of the industry-specific modules like healthcare management, manufacturing management, retail and POS, which in a open source environment is almost unheard of, having so many different lines of business in one single platform, right? So they were dealing with a big struggle of having multiple softwares for different businesses, multiple softwares for different departments, and we managed to get rid of all of those, get rid of the license fees, and bring them all into one single platform. So this, I'm pretty happy to say that this project is actually, it's quite a large project. It's got multiple phases, and we've actually gone live with a couple of the most critical phases. So they are actually reaping the benefits of the system, I think within 4 months or 5 months of when we actually started, right? So we've managed to complete this in a record time, completely offline. I think yesterday was the first time I ever met them in person, So we have the capability of also executing these projects offline. But if you like to see our faces, send us a ticket and we'll come down and implement it for you directly in Mauritius as well. I'd like to talk about one of our NGO contracts in India. So Catalyst Management is one of the largest players in terms of NGO services in the country. And you would have noticed that whether your business is for profit or whether it's for NGOs where you want to manage donations, grants, ERPNext can be a one-fit solution for all these different aspects of your business, right? So Catalyst has 8+ entities. It is, I think, it's got a reach in over 25 countries. And for them particularly, their entire accounting was on QuickBooks, which is very popular when it comes to companies who operate in the US and things like that as well, right? So we actually managed to migrate 10 years worth of data, 10 years worth of invoices, journal entries, payments, blah, 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 all into ERPNext within a span of a month and a half, right? So 5 to 8 entities, 10 years worth of transactional data, account balance data, all bought into the single platform within a month and a half, right? So the system actually does support many quick or rapid implementation processes, which you can use right out of the box without any enhancements, any customizations, any of those kind of things, right? So Catalyst actually got the benefit of this so that they could completely scrap their previous QuickBooks. They needn't maintain any database on QuickBooks anymore. And the complete set of data for reporting purposes, for comparison purposes, everything was brought in to the system, right? They also have integrations with systems like Rike, systems like Keka, which is a HR system or an HRMS portal, and Google Workspace so that they could manage their, the Drive, the calendar, the email, Gmail, so on and so forth, right? So ERPNext, being a open API system, can actually integrate with any software in the world, provided that software has capabilities to push or pull an API message, right? So this kind of flexibility is what they really required, something that QuickBooks or other systems was not giving them. And we managed to get that done, and this is also in the phase of going live to hypercare, and we're getting constant feedback on how they are actually improving their processes compared to what they were doing for the past 20 years or so, right? Finally, I won't take up too much of your time. The last one is actually our first entry into a public listed company in India. So DFM Foods is actually nostalgic for many Indians today because the chips and the kind of snacks that they create have been there for decades, right? So kids growing up used to eat DFM snacks. They have these little chips that they manufacture, and they actually have a very large operation, right? So the market capitalization of DFM is massive in terms of their valuation on the stock exchange. And as part of their implementation, they actually got rid of 3 systems which were managing their sales and distribution, and they brought everything onto ERPNext, right? So the process or the supply chain from manufacturer to the CFA, or they call it the carrying and forwarding agent, from the carrying and forwarding agent to the distributor, and from the distributor to the retailer. We call those primary, secondary, and tertiary sales. The entire sales cycle, or or the distribution cycle was bought into ERPNext. So now what happens is on a single platform, they can see the stock, they can see the valuation of their own factory, their own inventory, they can see it for their CFA agents, they can see it for their distributors, and they can see it for their retailers in one single screen, right? So they know how much they've sent, they know how much they've received, what kind of refunds what kind of returns they've gotten from whoever it could be, and they're completely able to track the activities of their distributors and their retailer cycle as well in one single platform. So one of the biggest challenges, or one of the biggest apprehensions people have about open source systems is, can it manage a large volume of transaction, right? So this is one of the best use cases where they have, you know, close to 35,000 transactions, 50,000 transactions every month, and it works seamlessly on the Frappe cloud as well, right? So the Frappe cloud is very dynamic. It can actually be used to scale into a hosting plan, which can offer to manage way more than 100,000 transactions per month as well, right? So that's the kind of flexibility that we're trying to offer. These guys as well, they were pretty tired of how their, there's a system called BizOm, right? So they're pretty tired of how their normal tally system was interacting with the BizOm system. The different sales cycles were on different platforms, and it was just a complete mess, you know? So we're very happy that we could actually get them on board and get everything onto a unified platform, right? Yep, so that's it for me, guys. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Yes, please. So e-commerce is blowing up in the world of late. I think even doctors and lawyers are now e-commerce. They're selling services by the hour on websites, right? So we've done plenty of implementations where how this process works is when someone comes onto your existing website, right? That creates a lead in ERPNext, okay? When they actually go ahead and purchase something off the website, that creates a customer, and that also creates a sales order in the system, right? Now this integration is something that is easy to build using webhooks and APIs. And once the sales order is done, the system, I think there was a couple of slides before where we saw the tracking, the order tracking, right? So it actually links into the order tracking as well. You can track, or the customer can actually track where his product is. Is it in packaging? Is it in shipping? Is it to be delivered? Etc. etc. And when he actually makes the payment using your payment gateway, it also creates a payment entry in the system which links to the sales order or the sales invoice, so that the outstanding amount is zero and the bill or the invoice goes out directly to the customer, right? So the entire cycle is automated in this way, and we have done plenty of these integrations. So yeah, so we're happy to give you a detailed demo whenever you like. Thank you. Yes, guys, any other questions, please? All right, then, thank you for your time.